Good evening. It's January 27, 2022. Let's see how we are doing today. We are going into more Office add-in development, JavaScript, Office add-in, OfficeJS, that is. Last week, we did quite some progress on building the add-in there using Blazor, WASM, WebAssembly to build the client application that is basically hosted within the Word add-in. But let's first start the show. There we are, usually on Tuesday full Blazor development and going Thursdays on Office add-in development. And why is there no music going on? That's way too quiet. Let's put things on stream beats from Harris Heller. So don't see my scroller running there. Why not? Let's see why the titles are not working. Probably disabled it for this screen. Let's move to the code window then. There's a scroller that works properly. Let's go into Fish Studio. So we see where we left off last week. Last Thursday. What was it last Thursday? 21st? Let's run this if Fish Studio completed loading. I think there was an issue that these functions were not visible or something like that, I'm not sure. Or not working. Let's run this. I did hit F5, but it's not waking up. Try it again. There it goes. From what I remember, it was Word was not recognizing these two methods there. This is the add-in as is served on the interwebs, on the web and the internet. And I made a failure there by deploying it with a local host entry for the API, I think. Oh, that was Tuesday. That was with the Blazor application for my website, not this one. Let's start Word here. Win Word. See if it all still works. And we have to check the security settings for the website. I was opening the options. There it is. Trust Center. You've seen it 100 times already. Trust adding catalog. There should be the manifest file. If you go in here, live coding Blazor add-in, there is the manifest in here. And that should have something like localhost in there. Oh, it's not localhost. Why is it not localhost? delete one, going to the website. Oh, that's probably related of the fact that we are running, let's see, cancel this, go here. Well, it's running debug. Oh, and the settings of debug will be, in this case, go to the project, properties, build. I think it was build. Where's the output after build? Let's change the layout of this one. Manifest live. So this should be manifest local. I think. Because there's no option to... you should be able to attach it to debug or non-debug. Let's go see which one. It's called local in this case. Right now. So save that. Let's clear the solution for now. And rebuild it. Still complaining about a non-nullable item. So what we found out Tuesday was that you should be able to set this to default. Bang. Now where's the object reference in there? That's this one. Let's take that away. Why don't we have a property for this property? Build this, see if the error goes away. No more warnings. Let's run this. This should be in its corner there for the chat window to be at the right location. Why is it running Word here still? Yeah, let's start Word anyway. Open a blank document, then go to Insert, My Add-ins, Shared Folder, there it is, refresh, localhost, that is indicator of localhost. Now let's try this. It is loading. Hello world is working. Setting it up will create some paragraphs in there, yes. Insert content controls. That's also working. And modify some content controls. Now we gave them all a color. So that's all good. I wonder why this is not, yeah, it should be like this. I want to try to see if we can make 2 pages on this. I have a couple of items that I wanted to try today. That's trying to bring the JavaScript files to isolated locations within the folder. Let's Google that. JavaScript isolation Blazor. Right now we have the scripts in, let's close all of this because that was working. Don't save. Close the website. Where's the website? There. Right now the scripts of the code that we are running for Office is running in here. And I would like to bring this over to this location where it's matching the page. Also, I want to copy this, copy and paste. Rename. Let's call that page 2 for now. And give that a routing of page 2. And this one will need only the JavaScript part for the write some text, and this section is the other part where we're setting up the document and more stuff like that. So removing all of this. Why is there squiggly? Page 2. I don't have a constructor in here, I think. And for page 2, we only need the insert paragraph. I think that's the one. Yes. Take all of this out. Now let's see if we can navigate from page 1 to page 2. That means the button should be still in place. But instead of running the paragraph, it should do the navigate. Navigate to page. Let's see if we do with a button or something. Where's the navigation manager? And that should be injected in the code behind, like this. Inject public navigation manager. And this is run by, and let's see, alter by, this is a slightly different way on the button handler. It's a more Blazor-like thing. The alter by is now not available. Where's the alter by in this case? Location changed. Okay, let's see. There's the alter by. Should put it in the code behind. We don't going to call it alter by. Move to page 2. And it's button primary. This one should be like this. No parameter. Navigate to page 2. Let's see if this works within force load. What is force load doing? If true, bypasses client-side routing. Client-side routing forces the browser to load a new page from the server, whether the URI would normally be handled by the client-side router or not. Navigation options. URI force load is false. Replace is false. What's replace doing then? Replaces the current entry in the history stack. If false, appends a new entry to the history stack. And I think the history is not supported by the system. Bypasses client-side routing. Navigation manager. Navigate to. Let's see the Microsoft documentation. Yeah. If true, bypass is exactly what we see in the screen as well. Whether or not the URI would normally be handled by the client-side router. Load a new page from the server. Navigates the specified URI. Force load is false. It's client side. If true, replaces the current entry in the history stack. If false, appends the new entry to the history stack. I think it should be true to make it working within the Office add-in. So this should be just page 2. Force load, false. Replace is true, I think, for the add-in. Let's see if that's working. Let's see if it can build. It's building. Can we also run it? There's the button that should work from this location, and it's not. Why is it not? History replace state is not a function. And that's in the routing from JS interop. Copy, let's Google that. Let's try some other things there. Oh, no. to close this one. Let's make that false. Let's start with this one. Save. Then run this. That's not working. Push state is not a function. I think this has to do with the Office JavaScript intro. Unhandled rejection. Blazor react for encounter error when using the history push state function. I think internally Office is using React. It should only be history.push. Push state bootstrap. Well, let's first try the other options. This can go, that can go, this can go, that can go because the button works. What was this? JavaScript isolation. We will do that later on. Close this. Make this true. Build. Run it. That's working. Cool. That's not working because we're not in Office. So we should do the same thing on the other page. Instead of this, we should to move to page 2. Bring that over to page 2. Home. And go to the source code there. Bring this one in. So what this means is that from the client side in the add-in, we are not allowed to do this, set this to false. should be the root item. Move to home. And bring in the navigation manager. Where are the two references in here? One there. Which one is the other one? This one. Yeah, that's true. Now let's run this. Let's first build it and let's see if we can get back and forth. Now we need to rename the button on page 2. I already did that, so that's good. Page 2, that should mention go to page 2. And that's loading page 2. Go home. Right. And then the question is, will it also work in Word? Insert. Let's refresh the add-in here. We do get a button there now. That seems to work. Cool. And it still works. Cool. Blazor example demo. That's nice. So we have this whole hello world thing there, and then if we go to home, press setup, we'll put in the paragraphs, and then insert content controls. The content controls are now in there. And modify the content controls, we'll give them some tags and putting some odd and even tags to the handlers. Now the next thing would be to delete some content controls. Let's first rename the page there. The button, I should say. Also, what I want to try, I need to look this up, because I also think we should be able to just replace this by move home. Let's close Word here, there. Don't save. We just remove all of this. See if that works also for the other page. build it. Let's see if it's working. No, the thing is still working. WebSocket. Let's build it first. I said let's build it first. See if it gives an error. No errors here. Page 2, still working. Home, still working. Let's find some documentation here. On click, button, Blazor, event. Event handling. So what we see here is the button here on click. Just between quotes. There's some data binding with the title. Where's the event? Event on click. Click event. Where's the click event? There, mouse event. Button. Click, it was already there. Lambda expressions. Yeah, for that reason, turn that back to what it was. This is how it was. This is a lambda expression, but we're not using the event here. Click callback. When the button is selected in the child thing, here it's async. focus on an element. Yeah, so basically we should be able to either do, let's have a look at this, something like this. Because does also exist, I think, using the mouse event argument. Mouse event on click. This is exactly how he did it, like just between quotes. Then passing additional information. The delete button goes here. There's the button, delete. Interesting is that the mouse events arguments is at the end here. Usually it's they put it on the beginning. So I really like that concept, using lambdas inside for each loops. Why would you use a lambda within a button within a loop? A whole lot of fives, yeah. So I would say for development's sake, let's do something like this. But in the right order. README. Like. Where is it? Like this one. I would say on click equals to was there no code item there? Is that not needed? Put it into quotes, and then it would say something like E lambda big fat client pipe arrow move to page 2 event arguments, and then nothing in this case. Like this. Now we have to fix the thingy there. So it's an index. Move to page 2, and it would mouse event, mouse event arcs, mouse event arcs, E, and that needs a reference. And then we would do something like console right line E E button. That's a long control key. The button being pressed when the mouse was fired. Left button is 1, right button is 2, middle is 4. If 2 more buttons are pressed, returns the logical sum of the values. That's interesting. And that's a long. Let's see if we can see something in the output there. And this is on page 1. Page 1. Go to page 2. Now, continue editing. Let's terminate this. Build. Let's see if it's working. I wonder why my follow counter is off compared to what it's actually. In my screen, the follow button is mentioning 77. Is that really? I think so. Although the follower count on Twitch is actually 71. Weird. It was building, so let's run this. F5. Why did it give an error in Fish Studio here? While the application is running, it's not running. At least that's not what I was thinking. Let's bring Ctrl-Shift-I in here. Entering function after started. So let's click this. And it's already gone. Console output, go to page 0. It was a 0. So what if I click the other one? Why is it changing from console to sources? Right click on this. No, that's not. Maybe an Alt. Still 0. And 0 was, according to the documentation, mouse event arcs, mouse event arcs, buttons, so showing a 0 so why did it say 0 then? The buttons being pressed when the mouse event was fired. Left button is 1, but it's giving us 0. Why is it a 0 then? Right line. Let's see if it's the right output that I expect here. Not sure why it still thinks that it's running. Underscore is not. Yeah, that's because it's. Because it's a property, it should be JS module okay. Insert paragraph is now unused because this is on the other page. That's true. And there's another one here. That's on page 2. So we should do the same here. Still thinks that it's running. Let's clean this. Build. I'm seeing 71. You're seeing 71 in this thing here? Interesting. I can check that because there's also some output here. Here it says 77. And that's on stream elements. Duplicate tab. Bring this in here. Streaming tools, I think, over my overlays. Follower goal. That's the one. See, there's 77 in there. Settings. Setting, because it's no use to set a goal for 75 if it thinks already that's 77. See percentage. Is there an option to reset that? Maybe session data. Here it's 71. Settings 75, that's the goal. No clue how this gets there. Interesting. Preview. Opening a new tab. 77. How does it count 77? What are the options here? Zoom in. There are no options to change that, apparently, for some strange reason. Position and style. Would be nice to rotate this. That's not a good idea. Text setting. Font enable custom font size. Dynamic. It's only font sizes. You need to know where the source is coming from. Refresh. Maybe it's part in the of the settings in here somewhere. You have a credit roll. Yeah. Who's on the credit roll today? preview. Oh yeah, it's white on white. It's not really visible. Can we change the settings here? Dark mode. Why is it not moving to dark mode here? No, I don't care. I don't feel like looking at that today. But still, that's strange. Follower goal count, stream elements correct. More followers than it shows for my goal in my overlay. It's the other way around. You will want to go to this page and click the goals tab. You can control the starting value. Widget data, goals, there's goals. There's 77, that's not right. Reset goals. Now we only have one goal, I think. Now it's 0. And on my page, it is showing. Where is it? Like here. I need to reload the page then. Stream elements, follower goal, reload page. Oh, there's a delay on my screen here. Can I see it somewhere else? Yeah, it's now set to 0. That's not good. Why is it not reading that from Twitch? So now it's 71. That should read it from Twitch, I think. Good. Close this. Now it's 71. Now we have now we do have a goal here. Refresh the counter again. Back to 71, is it? It's hard to see here. Twitch.tv, softest in software. The risk obviously is now that we get double audio. No, that's okay. Good. $71. It's 71. Good. was that? Inception window with myself, in myself, in myself. Go back to here. Why is it complaining about my bitrate? I'm on fiber. It should be much higher than that. Let's see, where were we? I was complaining about that the application is still running, but it is not. It's not running. Control build. F5. Control Shift I. Put in the thingy there. Now let's click it and never put I on this one. No, and I'm saying you have to get your eye on that part, but I did not do that myself. Try again. Console. Buttons pressed 0, so I don't get any buttons in there. Yeah, so that's, for some reason that's not working properly. So let's make that much easier then. We go here and we just remove the mouse events again, as it seems to be not working. Go into the, where is it? Yeah, the layout page. Remove the event again. Because this works as well. Button primary. This button primary is different than this button. The button info. Okay. Let's make it a little bit consistent there. Wait. Apply all. Replace all, I should say. Do the same for page 2. Oh, hitting my microphone again. And here. Only one, so no need to do a replace all. Save. H4. Let's see, we've going to change the layout a little bit so it's more consistent. Will run in an add-in, so something like this. Page 2. Call JavaScript writes some text to the go to that page. Index. No, it was page 2. Call JavaScript. Let's Let's make that call OfficeJS. No, not a picture. Copy, paste. Let's move this into there. Let's see how that's working. Why is it not hot reloading? Does not automatically. Hot reload can't automatically apply changes. The apps need to rebuild. Why? Always rebuild when updates cannot be automatically applied. Yes. Rebuild and apply changes. H2. H1. I really don't know why this is not applying layout changes without loading it again. Control A, E, format document. I think I can even try this. Building and reloading. It's kind of big. How do I get this to smaller kind of things? Bootstrap, smaller font. Display headings. it's a large screen, then it's making it bigger. One REM by default. Let's see what the CSS is doing here on HTML. Do we have a font size in here? We do have font size in the navigation menu. That's a local CSS. Isolated, I should say isolated CSS. That's interesting. I want to do the same thing with JavaScript. Deep is not pseudo element. In this thing, is there a font size? F8. There's a navigation item, footer, small. Bootstrap. So only in the footer it's set to some size. HTML font size like 1. Is it 1? What? Should it be between quotes? No. Oh, there he goes. Now change this to something else. 1.6. A big screen. No changes there. Now it's much bigger. But I don't think that's I want it smaller. Oh, that's a real small font. Given the titles, I think it's the right size, but regular text is really too small. Loading. Yeah, it should be back to 1, I think. This should be the title, call OfficeJS. Page 2. Call OfficeJS, and this should be then a normal paragraph. Write some text to the Word document, using JavaScript. Interrupt. Between Blazor and OfficeJS. Save. Go to page 2. I think the home button is not in the right location. For now, that's good. The title should be somewhat different. Already changed it. We can also bring the navigation menu back, maybe. Oh, why is now left center? center, justify. Strange. So that fails if there is only one row. Oh, where is it going? Where did the page go? The add-in. What's the font that I'm using with the footer there? In general, why am I using Helvetica Neue? I would say I would use what's it called these days? This font. Fluent, Microsoft. Fluent UI font. Typography. Monaco. Bring that in. This is exactly the same as in the HTML. Body is, so this should be, can be gone, I think. We have more font families in the code. Other than Bootstrap, save. Loading. It looks more like Word. Go to page 2, because that was already a little bit styled. Yeah. Oop. Did it again. Logo text. Images, there's no logo text in there. Why is there no logo text? That's probably in my other folder somewhere. Let's open the file here, web. I think it's in here, images. It's not, no preview. I do like this one to be used in the editing. Oh, there's the logo text. Okay. Copy that. Go to here. Save. Logo text.png. Yeah. That's a little bit big, don't you think? Let's give that a class. And the logo. There's the header. I can also put it in there. And then bring in the home background. Which one is that? Or the WordPress banner. That's not the right one. Oh, that's caused by the thing in the page itself. No, not this one. In here. Let's run that again. No image. Why is there no image? Control F5. Oh, page 2. Why is it not adapting? Is that due to the color? Here. I think that's. Images, that's probably not right. Oh, I see it already. It's already there. Smarty Pants PNG. There it is. It should fit size with the thingy. The title is not right now. Look at the other one. There's the Blazor add-in. This one. There's CSS, and there we have some resizing options in here. Open with. I said open with. I would say for Studio Code. There you are. There's some media options here. But it's not resizing the page, I think. www.software. This one, when it's resizing, this is what I'm looking for. But the height should never be this big. So this, let's open the other one, the other project. Soft as in software. Then go to main layout maybe. There's a header in there. Top row. Let's have a look at the CSS in there. header. $15. Oh, this one. Image, and that's relative to the size of the header. That's true. That's good. Let's bring that in. See how that works out. That's much better, but it's now resizing. But an add-in will never be this big. And it should be maybe even smaller. Make that 30% maybe. Also, I have on my website, I think I only have the text in there and then the background cover. That's the banner. Save it already. There it is. I think I need to reload the CSS. No, why is it not getting smaller? Blazor is WP banner, and the other one, Softest in Software, that's home background. Copy. Save. That will probably only give the background there. We don't have the background here. Need to copy that in as well. Where is it? Images. Home background. Copy. Can we do that? Bring that in here. Paste. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Save. I think it should it's okay. That's the title. Now I'm missing the, what's the name? Logo text. Let's find the logo text in the website. That's part of the main layout. Blazor it in. Oh yes, that's in there. That's already in there. Save. Should adopt the same CSS for the main layout. Yeah, but then now there's also some text in there that's not can go. That can go. Save that. Yeah, now the image is kind of small because I created that as 30%, I think. So the height of the header. Well, let's fix the image first. In here. Oh, yeah, this one. That should be 50. Save. Let's wait for it to reappear. That can be somewhat bigger. In there. Let's make that 80% maybe. Why is it not loading? I think I need to rebuild it. Oh, I changed it in the wrong one. Let's revert that. Yes. And quickly close this one. Go back in here. Make that 80. Save. Maybe do something. Yeah, we should put some demo text in there. Let's go back to the main layout. Because in here we want to bring in the header again. Save. This will probably be because the flex is now the wrong direction. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, it's putting it below the... Yeah, that should not be there. It should be in the header. Save. Flex direction. Google. Should be like this. Flex direction. Like this. Copy. Blend that in the CSS for header. Save. That's much better. Ooh. So the height should be somewhat. Maybe the logo is already too big here. Let's make that 70. Yeah, it still runs out. If we put in the height, max width 800 pixels. Let's do it the other way around then. No. Now it stays well between the lines. That's good. Yep. Nice. Now let's run this in Word. Open a blank document. Insert my heading. Shared folder. Refresh this one. Whoops. Whoopsie. That's better. It's even smaller than the website. I think the default is okay. think this is a normal screen. Well, let's close this one. We can also close that one. So now we use the text and the background. I have to bring the license in for the background in to be able to use that. That still works. Okay, let's fix the second page then. The first page, I should say. This one. Let's start with the button. Bring the button down. Let's close all the pages here. Go back to, why is this red squiggly? Because it still thinks that it's running the application. So bring this one down, just like the other one. All the way down. The counter is no longer necessary here because we don't have the counter, I think. Do we still have the counter? No. Besides that, I don't want the code in there. And then bring the hard line in there as well. That's already better now. Would probably be best to bring the buttons to the front. That way you don't get annoyed too much about the alignment. Do I have these fonts in here? I don't think this font exists. Because to use that, we should need should bring in the font, the fluid UI. That's now loading a bigger size. See, the class is, I think, ignored. set up samples. Yeah, this is done by using, let's see, script lab. No script lab add in here. Script lab code. Let's go to Github. Find the repositories. There's also a clone from David, I think. No, not again. Hosting my stream and raiding. Welcome, guys. Twice in the same week, yes. How crazy is that? So if done with your work already, let me show my cool add-in here. There's my cool add-in. All seems to work. Hello world, the home page, setup, page setup, some paragraphs, creating some content controls in there, and then modifying the content controls. Not really done with my work, but taking a break to do exercise and food. Good decision again. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really surprised that it's all working, because we have been asking the Microsoft team for years already, when they started with Blazor already, to support this, because I feel that Microsoft should support their C# development in their Office suite as well. And that's this time it's not done. So I did it myself, and I hope to share this with the team. Super talented? No, not really. It's just trying it out and see what you can do with it. Because let's be honest, the website is pretty simple, but the difficult part is interacting with the Word document, with the intro. Thanks for the follow, Jeeper978. I do think it's cool, because I really don't know why they don't support it. Must be a security thing, or I don't know. But I will discuss this with this guy David. I was going to look up his name there. Is this? Yeah, this is the Office add-in that's supported by David Chestnut. And he's my contact within Microsoft, and I will discuss it to show that to maybe put it in the Office add-in samples. Probably have to bring down the logos and things to something like Contoso, but for me it's a good trial. And, yeah. I want to put in some more thrilling things to put in your document other than content controls. But yeah, the content controls are already one of the difficult parts for most people to work within a Word document. But it's yeah, cool. There's no stopping here. So I was now laying out my home page because that's still a bit crappy. Let's go in here. Let's put the buttons first. Let's see if that's changing the layout. Also the text, the sample demonstrates how to insert and change content controls. That should be somewhat different. I can think of many things to do with, especially for a document tracking center, especially, yeah. And I've built a huge Visual Studio Tools for Office add-in, and that obviously is C#. But that's a com add-in. And Visto is basically in maintenance mode, so they don't do any updates on that again anymore. I think same like with Visual Basic VBA, what you're working on today, a little bit. But VBA is really easy to do some quick scripting, and they're trying to get there with the script lab as well. If you run the script lab in here and you pick one of the basic call things here, then you can script as well, but that's all in JavaScript. And who wants to learn JavaScript? The downside obviously is that these kind of things, you still need to do that in my Blazor add-in as well, because I'm doing the interop in the script file here, and that's JavaScript again. And so it will be a mix, but at least you can do your layout on your web app in C#, and that's already making it so much easier for everyone. That's my website. I can close that. Flex direction. I was looking for his name there because he is just available there as well. David Chestnut. Is it Chestnut? Come on, I have to look that up again. Chestnut, David Chestnut. Yeah, see you later. Go do some heavy exercising there. Pump some iron. Don't forget to follow the stream. Gists. Yeah. Content control basics. That's the one that I want to clone. Click on this, and then we need to go in here, copy that, and then we can go into Word, go to Script Lab, actually Script Lab, and then we can load this, import, I think. Did you know you can do this? Who knew this? Import. Is it importing? Why is this not right? It is a valid gist URL. Maybe should we have a link like this? It's like this, I think. Copy. Import. Is that import? Why is this not valid anymore? Valid gist YAML or valid gist URL? I thought that was the valid gist URL. Like this then. No. My snippet. Oh. Snippet you created got erased. Browser cache. Yeah. Oh, we need to sign in. Okay. Copy this. Go to Edge. Okay. Add a binding. Let's try this again. Now I'm logged in. Where is it? I lost this window there. There. Gist. One file. View the YAML file. There's no YAML file. Let's try this first. Sample gist ID. That's what happened. Would you like to trust this snippet? Yes, I trust this snippet. I go to the HTML. Modify content control, appearance and content. Yeah, that's basically what I split up in separate parts. Odd and even. Yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah, good. So the code is already in my page then. But I first want to fix the layout again. Let's close Word here. Don't save. What I wanted to do is also create a project in GitHub. second project. My profile, projects. I have one project that's my website, and I want to add another one, a new project. Why did it say you don't have any projects yet? There's project. Welcome to the all new projects built like a spreadsheet. Project tables give you a live canvas to filter, sort and group issues. What happens if we create one over here? Learn more. Project boards on GitHub help you organize and prioritize. Yeah, but I already had one. Note, Project Beta, the all-new project experience is now available. For more information about Project Beta, see about Project Beta. Let's go there. Customizable, flexible tool planning tracking. Note, beta is currently in public beta and subject to change. About project is customizable, staying up to date, adding metadata to your tasks. You can use custom fields to add metadata to your task. For example, you can track the following metadata: the date field to track target ship dates, number fields to track the complexity, single select fields to track the task is low, medium, high, text, quick note, iteration field to plan work week by week. Yeah, the other one doesn't have any iterations. You can view a high density table or as a board. So how can you comparing project beta with non-beta projects? Beta is new, customizable version of a project. For more information about a non-beta version, see blah blah blah. But how can you move to the beta project if it's done? Let's just try it. Use the beta version. I want to have a beta project in there. New project. Untitled project. Untitled project would be Office Blazor add-in Blazor add-in Blazor WebAssembly. View 1, new view. You can use Control plus space to add an item. Control space. Yeah, okay. What shall we put in there? Fix layout. Opening page, and we also need to control. Oh, it's already in there. use JavaScript, JavaScript, script, isolation, typing today is not that good. I had some other notes here as well. Can I put more information in than this? Yes, we can. Okay. Cool. I have some links there. Some information. That is, if to do is not. No. Copy and paste that in. Save this. So if you click on it, you get the information. Is that also with the other project? Let's duplicate this. Then go back to projects. Is that projects 1? It is. If I click on this, there's no option to do that. Edit note. There's only this. Yeah. So that already is much better in this version. And I have the Flexbox guide, Blazor components. Use Blazor components. And bring to fonts to an assets folder. Click on that with some additional information on font awesome. Save. Yeah, I'm the only one here, so I can only say that I'm the one assigned here. You should also be able to attach this to a project, I think. Workflow settings, maybe. Project currently set to private. I want to make that public. Don't want to close it. To do, in progress, and done. And option blocked. No, it should be before done. But what I'm missing here is the option to bring this, to attach it on the project. Because if I look at the other one, this one, that's linked to a repository. Maybe it's on this level. Yes, it's on this level. No, it's not on this level. So they should bring that in. Don't see why it's in there. It's not in there. Settings, workflows. I wonder how you would put such a thing in there. Because how does it know what to build if it's not attached to a project? I don't know. Well, for now it's fine. At least we have some notes there. This one can close, I think. I was changing the layout here. Try out as the title. Then we have the, I was bringing the button before the text. Same thing with the other one. Save. This is not right. In this case, the setup should go before the button, because that's a title. That's a title version. Try it out. Should be a title. Section. Title. Put in some text here to do more text. More description text. Then the title should be content control, content. And bring header tag in here. Oh. Sticky fingers today. Let's have a look. Content control interactions. Example demonstrates how to insert, change content control properties to do more description text here. Setup that needs some explanation text, and this is not working. Try out. There's the button. There's a span. That should maybe be a paragraph. And this can go, I think. Class. Row, maybe. Let's see how that turns out. Oh, that's a strange kind of button. It's an option. What happens if we put a paragraph in front of that? Oh. It's a slow build process. Next one will be modify content controls. Let's do something similar like this. Modify content controls. That will be here. Div. Now the text will be paragraph again. Bring that there. And bring that up to just below the other one. Oh, that was not what's supposed to happen. Margin top 4 maybe, to give it some space. I should put the same thing with the setup button, I think, to make it more look-alike. The button should have some space on the right as well. Like class M4. Let's try that with one button first. That's a bit much. is it only doing this at the start of it? Google, margin, bootstrap. I said bootstrap. Let's see, when you do T, top, bottom, left, right, start left and right, blank, all four sides. When the size is one of something. Property sites, breakdown. Is it already fixed? Yeah. The right one should have a bit more. Margin left. Margin right. Yeah, that's not doing the right thing. Both sides is the left and right is X. So what happens if we bring the X in there? Modify content controls. Not sure why it's not doing the other one. This one is on the right is good, but the left is not good. Try it out. Modify content control is this one. There's no need to put in the space, I think, here. Save that. What? Got it. This one looks good, but let's have a look at the space by this. It's just in the middle of the content here. There's the row, but it's running out of the row. There it's inside the row. Strange. So why is this a normal button? This one. Type equals button. That's not necessary at all. Take the row out. That's a mess already. Let's see if the CSS updated. No. Try it out. Some text in there that seems to be in the middle of both. Class equals to margin top 4, and I want to get rid of this again. Nope, primary save. That's already much better. Now remove the font here. Because that's not used at all, I think. So let's see if we can, because this one is now done also in here. And now we have two more options. Delete even content controls. It's exactly the same thing. Why there are two things here? To bring back the delete handler, so remove this button and restore the commented code. That's of no interest for now. With your arms super tired? Now realized after picking up our box from outside that I got a shovel snow. Is there snow in your place? Where are you living? In Greece? There's snow in Greece right now. It's good for your calorie consumption. So let's go to the code here, because where is the code for this? That's in the JavaScript thingy. Script here. So what do we have here? We have tag and event handler controls. We are running. Let's bring this to another vertical thingy there. We have the first one, Why is there no scroller here? This is insert content controls, and that should be on the index here. Insert content controls. This one. Insert content controls there. This goes into the document and collects all the paragraphs. Then it's syncing. Then counts the content controls. Then another sync, and then tags. So we'll bring in the tags. So we should split that up, I think. There's another one, tag. Modify. Adds title and color. Let even content controls be even. Yeah, no problem. I was just raiding your show, but you were out of doing some other things. I don't know. There was a be right back message, and I never checked before raiding. Well, at least you got some people raided in your channel there. Content controls, tags, even content control, odd. Split these a little bit. Insert content controls. Set up document, insert paragraphs, that's the hello world thingy. The hello world thingy, that would be a nice candidate to take this out and try the JavaScript isolation option here. So we add an option here, pages, add a new item. Let's make that JavaScript. JavaScript file, and that should be named page 2 razor.js. Now it should be recognized, and see it's putting it just below the page razor item as a code behind. Now we have a C# one and a JavaScript one. And so if we now take this out, export this into here. Now the question is, will they still work? Will it be recognized? Go to page 2. Yeah, we do have to do this in the context of Word. With Word, blank document. Insert the add-in again. Shared folder, this one. Now we have to refresh this. add it. Oh, select it first. Add it. Load it. Go to page 2. Hello world. It is still working. But this is because it's the new one, or is it the old one? From JS examples, we should change that. Let's change that over here, because it said from JS examples, but it's not true. This is from let's rename. I'll just type it over then. From page 2.razor.js. Save that. If we can prove that. By the way, is my follow counter now moved to 72 by following Jeeper? I think it did. Go to page 2. Now we should do that in here. Close this again. Start Word again. Blank. Insert my add-ins. Shared folder. Refresh. Add. Yeah. Go to page 2. Yeah, so should bring back the menu there. That's not right, as you can see it. Ctrl F5. Because this one is no longer in here. Copy. See, no option there. So we need to clear out the add-in here. Close that, don't save. Open Word again. It's always kind of tricky when working with Word. Go to the Trust Center, Trust Catalog. Now we have to, next time Office starts, clear all the previous started web add-ins, cache, and clear that here. Okay, okay, okay. Now close this and start Word again. We should now have an empty add-in there. Bring it back in. Shared folder. Refresh. Add. And there it is again. Page 2. Now it's failing. That's because I think the JavaScript isolation is not working. Why is this not working? Let's bring in the inspector. See, now the insert paragraph is not defined. So this is not finding it. Google. Blazor JavaScript isolation. Using ES modules. Add JavaScript, that's what we did. Time display. Module is import. Oh yeah. That should be changed. Why do we need that if it's a JavaScript island? There's a slight catch. If we are using a module, we need to make sure that we explicitly dispose of it for garbage collection. If we don't, the JavaScript runtime will continue holding a reference to a module for the lifetime of the application. To do this, our component must implement iAsync disposable. Okay, then we can dispose of our module in dispose async. Oh, okay. This is a module. We don't use a module in our case, I think. Do we? Do we use a module? Oh, that's the object reference, okay. Let's run the app, page load, click button, and then we have an issue. Whoops. We're seeing an error because the ES6 module only code that's marked with export can be added, so missing the export. On the topic of export, now you mentioned previously was another way. Now, as was mentioned previously, there's another way to export code out of the JS module, and it's done like so. Okay. Both ways of exporting are acceptable, but I personally prefer putting export before the function variable declaration. Here's why. When marking a function or variable explicitly as export function or export constant, you can immediately tell by reading the function, I agree, declaration that the code is intended to be called from the Blazor object, Blazor component. Functions variable declared with export are clearly being used from C# with JS interop. Function variables declared without export won't be used by C#. I agree. So let's have a look at this then. We have the inject, get set, that's what we have in place. Let's close this one and then go into this one. That's the inject interface JavaScript runtime, that's this one. Then we have the interface JavaScript object reference module, that's this one. Yeah, and let's see, then it's invoked on the after render async, and in my case it's on initialized async. After render, why would it be after render? Won't be usable in a component until the component is rendered to the client, so you must initialize it within the on after render async method. With this code, instead of calling JavaScript function directly from runtime, we instead using the import feature ECMAScript 6 to import our module. This module is stored in as object reference, which we can communicate with our module directly. Oh. So on after render async. Is that also with the documentation of Microsoft? Let's try find that out. Invoke async. Google. Invoke async Blazor. Go to the documentation from Microsoft like this, like such. Then we have the inject script. And there's a script, and in this case ticket change. Let's find the Ctrl+F.js. There, it's also done here in on after render async. Copy, go home, find again. The example button variable is only populated after the component is rendered. If an unpopulated element reference is passed to JavaScript, the JavaScript code will be null to manipulate the element references after the component has been finished. On after render async or on after render. Reference elements across the instance are guaranteed to exist after the component is rendered, which is during or after components on after render async. So you have to change that. Why is this first render? If first render, then we have to do this. Okay. Data is null. Sounds correct when we have to check for the first render. Good, let's fix that. Protect override async task, that's the same. Like this, then we have to document. There's something not right, I think. This one is not right. That should be triggered, and not so much this one. That sounds better. JavaScript module. This is not scripts. This should be same name as this one, I think. Isolation dot scripts components dot scripts components. Where is this stored? Yeah, but now it puts in new item, JavaScript file, time display JS. How is that on isolation? That's not isolated. That's no isolation. Why is this called isolation in this case? Demo. That's also not. I have a folder there somewhere. Open link. Where is it opening? Copy. Notepad. This one. Co-locate CSS. Done in this one. This PR support for JavaScript modules. Discovered based on the following patterns. We discover these files and copy them to the output folder in the right location. We strip pages, shared views components. Blazor application can load these modules in the same way they load other modules. The only addition is that we define this convention instead of you having to do it manually. Each project can define a file with a name, package ID libmodule.js, which will be detected as a library initializer. Blazor WebAssembly will embed a list of initializers within Blazor boot.json and will import them automatically during the process. In the Blazor case, the initializer can export a couple of well-known functions to customize the Blazor loading process. For other types of applications, a JSON file is automatically generated as part of the build. Package ID libmodule.js. Package ID libmodule.js. That's this one. Mark the pull request is ready for review. So how is this recognized then? This is a great addition. I'm sure the docs are common, but common for this. In the meantime, is there anything special I need to happen to light this up? I'm trying to test it out, but I'm not seeing any of my JavaScript files copy anywhere. I checked both bin object folder, scope CSS. I see scope CSS folder with assets from my isolated CSS. I have component overlay razor in the roots like this. There's a scope CSS. Who is asking? Stephen Rasmussen. They only get copied at publish time. You can edit them in place. You can edit them in place and they will be served from there. Thanks for just to clarify, while debugging I shouldn't see them placed in the www root or something. Blazor just knows that I'm debugging and so it uses the original file or something. But I would still load them like. There must be something wrong. Here's my C#. That's also important, I think. Okay, sorry about the pause, but I think this is resolved. I guess you need to specify a different path when using a Razor class library. Using the following seems to work. Improve guidance closed, so that's in there. That's the documentation. Co-location with the file isn't loading automatically in Blazor. Shouldn't be like with CSS loads automatically named CSS extension. If not, the information is not clear on this page. I did not edit the section. Scripts aren't loading and automatically you need to do that. You still need to do that. Also, the JavaScript files aren't copied locally for debug. They are moved on publish. I agree that this new content needs additional work. Take a look at the PU. Blog post. can now co-locate a JavaScript file with pages, views, something using ch blah blah blah. And Blazor is a convenient way to organize your code. You have organization blah blah blah. Pages index CSHTML. JavaScript initializers. Useful for Blazor, customized WebAssembly packaging. Port allocation. This is much more than only the... Okay, but according to this, it should be like... Where is it? Upgrade, render Blazor, JavaScript. Manipulate the query string, JavaScript streaming, templates, co-locate this one. So it should be like this. Copy, bring that in here. In C#, evoke async, object import, then we have the pages in this case, same thing, pages. And then should be called page2.razor.js. I would say that it should pick this up from the file itself, but let's try that. Save this. Build started. Oh, we need to kill a word there, I think. Let's hit Ctrl F5 again to reload it. Going to Windows Word, WinWord again. And we have a blank document. Now we should go in here first. Options, Trust Center, Trust Catalog. Next time Office does clear all previous loaded. Okay, okay, and it will be cleared when we exit. Start Word again. It's still in there. Why is it still in there? Let's try to load it anyway. My add-ins, shared folder, there it is. Refresh this one and bring it in. Now let's see. Go to page 2. Now it's working from isolated storage into co-located JavaScript. So go to the documentation here. Copy the text. Copy. And go to our GitHub thingy there. Where do we have our GitHub? Nowhere. GitHub. Project. Profile. Projects. We have one beta project. Still mention one project. JavaScript isolation, that should be renamed by something like this. And then bring also in the documentation for this. Edit. Documentation. Save. Much better. Now go into the project again, because our next challenge will be to bring in, add a new item, JavaScript, make that named index.razor.js. It should be, yeah, also added there. Now go into here and we are going to extract all these other items. We have the try catch. Insert content controls, setup document, modify content controls, delete even content controls, tag an event handler, and that's it. Ctrl X. Ctrl paste. Save. What happened here? Oh, it's trying to rebuild. But this will fail because the thing is not ready yet. Index.js, we have to fix this one as well. That should be, if you compare it to the page 2 one, page 2, this one, no, page 2 CS, yeah, like this. Copy. Index CS, and instead of using the initialize, we should now bring this one down. There. And it should not be named like this, but it should be pages. Index.razor.js. Really like this. This one. Man, it's already 12:30. I have to get up at 6 again. No one is warning me that it's already this late. Let's rebuild this. Close Word there. Close that again, it's no longer needed. Close the documentation there. Close this. This can be closed for now. Rebuild it. Let's put an indication in this file to show that it's actually putting in information from the right location. That's index.razor.js. Co-locating demo. Save. Rebuild. What? Okay. Took some time to save, apparently. Wearing my SharePoint shirt, especially for the Office stream. Let's run this. Why is the Stack Trace Explorer going up there? Good, that looks good. Let's clean Word first. Options, Trust Center, Trust Catalog. Next time, clear, yes, okay. Close this again. Windows Word. Blank document. There's no add-in loaded right now. Go to shared folder. Pick the one that we just built. Show task pane. Loading. All good. Set up. And that's working. And now we have a co-locating index demo. That's actually working. That's cool. That means that we now also can remove this specific file here because there's nothing in there anymore. Let's bring that in here. Let's search for JS examples. Nothing, so that can be removed now. Well, it's still running, so no option to delete it while it's running. Delete the script file. Also, the images I added here, the home background, is that used? Home background, I think that's used. Yeah. The other one, logo text is used. This one is not used. So we can remove this one. Delete. Can do some more cleanup. The counter can go, for instance. This one. Counter. It's in the navigation menu still, but the navigation is not used yet. Well, let's clean that up the next time. Run this. Build this. Let's clean Word again. Let's clean the add-ins first. Again, Trust Center, catalogs. Check, clear, yes, okay. Then close this and then start running the application. And start Word again. Page 2, hello world, it's working, home page, set it up, insert content controls, now we have all content controls, modify content controls, we have some odd and some evens. That's interesting, the last content control is part of a full set. Okay. That all works. Set it up, clear it again. Good. Now we have to get this into production. So close this so that it stops running. For this to do, we need to fix the build thing again. Properties. Where is it? This one. The events should be live again. Save. Build. Also clean out Word here. Options, Trust Center, Trusted Catalog. Next time clear all these things. Yes. Okay. And close. Now we have to go in here, Github, and edit co-location for JavaScript files, and did lots of UI enhancements. Including page changing. Yeah. Let's see what's in there. Manifest file, index. That's correct. Main layout is changed. For the header, put some images in there. commit all and sync. Save. This means that if we go into GitHub, go to my Blazor OfficeJS project, repository, I should say, Blazor add-in. Now there should be an action triggered, and there is. Build and deploy an ASP.NET Core app to Azure Web App. Blazor testing should update the comment on that as well. Duplicate this tab here and then go to my projects again. Oh, there's now an item for my projects. This one. So we fixed this one. I should say this is me. And that's also done. Done. Is there an option to bring in commits like that? That's this one. Is there an ID for this? Just link it to this. Copy. That will open it again. So if we go in here, can I just bring in something like this? No. What's this? It's a preview or something. No. Maybe I should just get the URL for this, copy, and bring that in. Commit. Convert to an issue. Save that. Oh, that's nice. Same thing here. Edit. That's cool with the new projects in GitHub. You can get a direct link from this. Now let's see if the action is already finished. It did finish. So if we now go to Word, Let's first see if the website is up and running. Let's have a look at what's the name again. It's this one, Blazor tested in. And click on this. It's loading. It's loading. And can we shift to page 2? We can. That works. So now go into Word. Win Word. Blank. Now load the add-in again, because we now have an online version. Shared folder. Now it says localhost. Why does it say localhost? That's not correct, I think. Let's check that file there. It is saying localhost, and its localhost is referencing to localhost. That's not what we wanted. Why didn't they do it? That means that I need to make some changes here. Bang, save and build. Okay. In the meantime, let's clone this again. Trust center, trust add-in, clear, yes, okay, and close this again, and do a clear on this, clean solution, and then rebuild it. This should force the live manifest to be pushed in here. Close all tabs. Did it finish? It did. Now go to the manifest file here. Now it's the right version. That means that now we have to change things again. This one, oh, there's a bang on the end. I want to revert that back to what it was. Okay, push it. Fix the production manifest. So we need to bring that in as an issue, because that should be done automatically without rebuilding a local system. So that should be a step on the action in GitHub. Let's push this commit again. Go in here. Action should restart again. We are going now back to the projects, because we have to add an item that we need to fix next time. Here. add manifest copy step for live deployment. Copy manifest underscore. Oh, we can do that in the description. Enter and click on this. When deployed, the manifest file should switch from localhost testing to the, I said to, not odd, to the live manifest file containing the URL information to the Azure deployment location. No, that's not that one. This means copying the file from the manifest file manifest underscore live.xml to the root folder from the manifest folder, manifests folder to the root folder. Let's fix this URL. Oh, cancel. No suggestion, that's right. Save. Why is this a draft? Good. Now go back to the actions. See if it's already in there. Blazor add-in. Said it was fixed now. Going to Windows Word again. Load the add-in, the manifest I should say. Manage shared folder. Now it's the production version. As you can see, there's no localhost in the naming anymore. That means add. Get this nice dialog there. Let's run this. It's loading from the interwebs. This is the basic version. So if you now inspect this, you should see that the sources are now coming from Blazor test add-in Azure websites, not so much from localhost anymore. Hello world, that works. And then go home and do a setup. That's working. Co-locating, insert content controls. Now we have all content controls in there, modify content controls, bring in the tags, everything's working. That's good news. Cool. Let's wrap it up. It's in production. If you want to try this, you can just go to my my repository there and go into Word, and there you have to load the XML file. Not in here. This one. You have to load the manifest into Word. That will point to my website in here. That's currently in production. So you don't have to build anything else. You just can load it into Word to see if it's working for you. And yeah, that should work. Cool. Blazor Office add-in. Close all of this. Don't save it. We can close this. No more changes. Nice. Oops. Cool. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Hope to see you back again. If you like, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Hit the bell if you want to get notifications, and follow on Twitch if you don't already do that. I will be streaming again next Tuesday. Tuesday is the full Blazor edition of this stream. This was more like Office related. Next Thursday again is more continuing on this part. Lot of progress today with the JavaScript isolation in Blazor and the page navigation. We're getting to work in the Office add-in. Very happy with that. So thanks for watching everyone. Let's see if we can do some raid to some other channel. Oh, this Swimwear is again, he's streaming, but is he also doing something there? Let's have a look. Or is he on a break again? No. Yeah, he's actually doing something, I think. Let's start the raid then. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Let's say hi from me to him. Bye bye.